Yes, good morning everybody, what's going on, One second here, I'm curious if this thing prints like this. This should not be printing the way it is. So good morning, hopefully you guys are all doing well today. I'm not gonna call this, right? This is mathematically too large. 805. 12. Wow, it just fell out. Of the mathematical. That's funny. Okay. Oh, math. Math is fun. How we feeling though today, fam? How we feeling? Should 5 be printing? What do you mean by 5? What do you mean by 5? This shouldn't have printed. I mean, mathematically it printed because it just fell short. But typically it doesn't print on such wide candles, but it just fell short of the mathematical requirement to be considered too large. So that's neat. But yeah, obviously I wouldn't take that. I mean, maybe it works out, but yeah. Anyway, fam, hopefully you guys are doing well. Markets are pretty active. We had a bank holiday yesterday. Hopefully the music is not too loud. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit more as well. Yeah, we had a bank holiday, man. Hopefully you guys didn't get caught up in the chop. Where's NASDAQ? So that's always kind of neat. Actually, funny enough, the market wasn't actually too bad yesterday. I mean, I didn't think it didn't really give any sort of nice pullback or anything after the open, but it fell pretty nicely to some nice higher time frame liquidity for people that were expecting a run on some of these 4-hour lows, even though we just barely tapped under these levels. So if you were trading yesterday, again, I mean, it was a bank holiday, I didn't partake, but there was some nice liquidity grabbed, and then the market gave you no opportunity after that to really play. So yeah, hopefully everybody's day off was good, or if you didn't take the day off, hopefully you guys escaped with some monies. Let's see what's going on in chat here. I didn't even check chat. Should 5-minute be printing? Let me see, I'll go back to it real quick. No, this wouldn't print because of things I'll DM you later that I filter out. It's annoying because sometimes you do miss some stuff, but there's a very specific reason why this didn't print here. And again, like we could take that out, but I think ultimately that doesn't. It's better the way it is, I think. Just chilling today. That candle is stupid. I mean, that candle didn't do anything to us. About to secure my second 100K funded account. Give me an excuse to subscribe to the indicator. I mean, I really don't even want to do that. I mean, honestly, guys, whether you guys subscribe to it or not really makes no difference to me. It's something that I built for myself, so I'll tell you the reason I built it for myself, besides pure curiosity, and just seeing if I could do it, was just make my life easier, man. I mean, like, the less time I gotta spend on the charts, the better. So for me, like, I have this set up to actually, like, I can set this up, right? So I can set this up on my watch list, right? I can just kind of come in, select my indicator. Again, anytime an OB is created, right, or any alert function call, do the same thing, right? I put the time interval, right, so I just set this to 15 minutes, and then I can create this, and then I don't even have to ever watch the markets, because this is just going to send me an alert to my phone anytime there's anytime this calls a 15-minute OB. And then all I gotta do is, like, when it calls it, I just gotta, come to the chart, say, okay, is this something I want to take, yes or no? And I either take it or I don't. So for me, it saves me time. For the person who is less familiar with the strategy, then it can help guide your eye, kind of help you see the things that I teach, that I use. It doesn't interest you, then by all means, I mean, shit, there's a million other things out there you can use to trade. So for me, it's really just about this. It's really just about the fact that I can kind of be just so much more relaxed and have this, be my eyes, and then I can be the confirmation behind stuff. So again, like that's my very soft sell to you, I guess, if you really wanted one. But yeah, outside of that, fam, I'm actually gonna disable this one and put mine on, because mine is a little different than the one that's currently out there. Yeah, we'll see if we get anything today. See if we can get any trades. It did pull some interesting stuff this morning on NASDAQ, like it's already kind of running from a really nice... this is gonna call me a liar because it's not showing up for some reason. There we go. Let me just open this up real quick. So I called this really nice trade this morning. Again, I wasn't able to capitalize off this because I wasn't awake at 5 a.m. But moving very nice from there. I know Abel caught some stuff on the 1 minute. He said there was like a 1 minute trade. So I'm pretty sure Abel texted me this morning and said he caught this, which is not a bad position. I probably wouldn't have taken this one because I probably would have wanted to see this, you know, maybe take out like this little stupid stutter candle, lone candle, wipe the range a little bit. So I don't know, I probably wouldn't have taken this one, but again, another pretty decent call there. So we're gonna see if this calls anything live. Primarily we try to use it after 10 a.m. Statistically it's just better after 10 a.m. For example here, right, if we just take a look at the stats, right? Again, right now, using all the data available to it, it's running a 25% win rate, returning 35R, assuming that you took everything on a prop firm. So 183 losses, 42 wins, 15 TP2s, 6 TP1s. And again, you look at this and you're like, wow, 183 losses. It's like, yeah, it's not built to be this super fucking accurate thing. Again, some of these you filter out. Again, some of these you look at it and you're like, nah, I would never take a trade from this POI, and you just ignore it. But again, statistically, even if you took everything, again, in best case scenario, you come out 35R. I would say you always cut this number by at least 40% because you're not going to be perfect. The market's not perfect. You're not going to get the perfect exit every time. This is using very strict math, so again, you probably won't get 35R. You'll probably end up somewhere like 15, 16R maybe if you took everything. But yeah, if I kind of like disable this and I now like refine this down, like let's say again after 10 a.m. before 3 p.m. I gotta get a better way to do that too. Again, now you see this jumps to 41% accuracy, so we're up a whole bunch on accuracy. We're at like all 20% accuracy. The R goes down a little bit. Again, this is the trade-off, but you have to. There's less trades to filter through. Now it's only 61 losses. Again, so the expected return is lower, but the accuracy is higher. So again, for most people, that's more comfortable, right? For most people, it's easier for them to handle less losses, even if that means they make less, because again, for most people, they can't handle entering and losing, entering and losing, entering and losing. Even if they know longer term it's going to be profitable, it's tough for them to do it. Because again, most people, they will go on tilt, they'll risk more, they'll change something because of their emotions, and they end up fucking it up more. So very strict settings. Again, we'll see if anything prints after 10 a.m. It does look like we have to be selling today. This is obviously not going to be holding any sort of buys up here, but either which way. Yeah, so I'll just be kind of scanning around, seeing what we have. Again, again, you wouldn't even be in this, like this sell that I was showing you guys before, you wouldn't even be in the gold sell, because again, this is happening like outside of that window. But yeah, you would have broke even on this if you were following this. Yeah, we're gonna keep it on strict rules. I'm actually gonna open this up for 9 a.m. even though that definitely affects the win rate some. And again, it's still calling this buy, man. I personally, this is not the type of trade I would look to take. Again, it's still, if it still delivers up here, it's still a 1 to 4. Despise how much I hate that candle. So, is there still a way to access the old course? Yeah, it's right here. It's on this channel. It's literally, actually, Eric, Yeah, so most of the videos are here on the channel, bro. There are some videos that are not, like the full execution models, not the case studies are not. So yeah, I can. you probably still have access to it wherever you had it last, bro. But if you need it, I'll definitely I'll like re-upload it to like WAP or something and just finish uploading it to YouTube. It has the RR and backtest info on display. Yeah, so up here, yeah, I don't know if I can make this any, like, bigger. Yeah, I can't, like, make this any bigger. Yeah, that's what this is up here. So, up here, it shows me several things, right? So, first off, let me open this up real quick. Alright, yeah, so right now it's, like, looking back all through all candle history, right? So, if I, like, zoom out, you can kind of see all the trades, right? Like, the TPs here. Some losses here, some wins here. Like, you can see all the historical trades. Again, because I need that for backtesting purposes, right? I need to know, again, what the average win rate is. So this will go back, pretty far, because I pay for some pretty extensive history. Yeah, this has just like tons of data. But yeah, that's what this little box is at the top right. Just shows, again, the wins, the losses, whether or not TPs were hit, stop losses were hit, the win rate, the returned R return. And then of course I can like filter this too, so I can like look at like this week's only. And then now it's just looking for this week. Literally it has not called a single trade at all, other than this trade just now on gold, right? So it also, like, if you have these strict settings, it doesn't call mini trades. Like even like with Nasdaq has not a single 15-minute alert all week. Again, market's been very choppy, so it hasn't been great. S&P, yeah, not a single trade called this week. That's just on that time frame, though. S&P 5-minute has called 3 trades. It has 100% win rate. Expected risk to reward returns 7.5. There were no TPs hidden here, so this just means that you returned this at the end of the day. So it's like, because on prop firms you have to end at the end of the day, so this is just assuming you exited right at 4 p.m. So you made 1.28 R here, you made 4.64 R here, which actually means TP1 was hit, so I don't know why that's not calculating right, but yeah. Again, Nasdaq this week, it has called 5 trades, 3 winners, 2 losses, 60% win rates. Expected return is 0, so you kind of break even on that time frame. S&P 3 wins, 100%. Oh yeah, we just went over that. The 3-minute, 2 wins, 2 losses, 50% accuracy, 4 R return. Nasdaq 2 wins, 4 losses, 33% win rate, 2 R return. So again, it depending on what you took. 1 minute has a bunch of trades, 13, 14, 15, 19 trades, 35% accuracy, 15 R. Again, probably not returning that though. So yeah, worst indicator you could use, man. I stand by that. It's the absolute just worst. Like, look, it just lost right here. It's called S&P Sell. I mean, again, we're not open, we're not after 10 a.m. So ideally, you probably wouldn't be taking this, but again, technically, if you have these settings, yeah, it just took an L. Real quick, couple points. Is what it is. Same thing on Nasdaq here. Yeah, it does have the stats up there. Then again, you could just disable this. Most times I have this disabled on my phone. Yeah, that's what you see at the top right there. So you're trading New York Centuries. It depends. I mean, you could use it for whatever. Right now, this is mostly optimized for what we're about to do right now, which is, yeah, middle of the day between New York Open and New York Close on ES and NQ. Again, its current settings are built for prop firms, meaning it takes certain things into account, right? Like if you look at some of the settings here, like enable prop mode, which again means that any trade it calls, it will automatically, if TP and stop loss are not hit, automatically assumes that you close it at 4 p.m., right? Because you have to be out by 4 p.m. You can't hold trades over the overnight. And then I also have this setting which allows only one trade in prop mode. What this means is it won't call stuff if it's already in a trade, which is important because, I mean, especially on like the 1 minute, right? Like on the 1 minute, like you can see it has more trades, right? So it's like it's running a 30% accuracy. Basically what it's doing here is it's just making sure that it's not giving you like a hedge signal, right? Because on a prop firm, if it calls an NQ buy and then 7 minutes later it calls an NQ sell, like your job then as the trader becomes like, oh, do I stay in the buy, do I get out and get in the sell? And for many new traders, that's confusing. So that setting kind of just makes it so if it already called a buy, that it won't call anything else until that buy either hits TP or hits stop loss. And then once that trade is done, if a new setup comes in, then it will, show you that. So, you prefer a 15-minute time frame or I don't really have a preference, man. I mean, statistically, the way that I have it built, I'll take 15 and 5-minute trades mostly. Again, if you stuck to the 15-minute, you wouldn't even be trading this week. Because again, it's called nothing this entire week. If you stuck to the 5-minute on NAS, you're probably on a break-even week. If you're trading ES as well, you might be, in a couple hour profit. So I really have no bias on the time frame, bro. Again, it's just like, for me, the 15, the 5, the 3, the 1 minute, like I use all these time frames in my real manual trading. So there's nothing really that will convince me not to use them. Well, again, I'm trading ES and NQ, so I'm using again my watch list, bro. Again, I use NASDAQ, S&P. I love oil with it too. Oil has crazy statistics on some time frames. Gold I like, but gold I only like during Asian sessions. So for gold, you have to change the settings because you have to change this to like 16. Actually, you should use hold on. 5 o'clock would be 17. 6 o'clock would be 18. So you'd want to use like 19 because you want it like after the open. And then into like midnight. But yeah, for gold I primarily like the Asian session. So for Asian session I'm using gold, for New York session I'm using ES, NASDAQ, NQ, oil. Oil is good during Asian session as well. But again, see, like, look, this only called one trade all week. I mean, it was a banger. I mean, it 1 to 4R, just max TP. So again, maybe you don't get that full exit. Again, NASDAQ's not gonna call anything. This called something, but it lost. Oil called nothing on the 15-minute, the 5-minute. 2 losses, 2 break-evens, 1 TP2, so very profitable. Yeah, man. I mean, there's all sorts of settings. It's like anything else, bro. It's like anything else in life. Alright, actually, let's see. We might actually get a print here on the S&P. Yeah, let's see how this closes here. This might call a sell. Actually, hold on, I gotta change my settings back. Alright, so we'll see if this ends up pulling a sell. Yes. 915. Stats on. Yeah, anyway, we'll see if this calls out a trade. Again, gold's still moving nice from that candle that I did not like. Again, personally, I probably wouldn't have looked to take that myself. For things like crypto too, if you open this up, there's like a Bitcoin sell here probably. Yep. Yeah, we'll see how this closes. Again, we'll see if it calls anything. This might not. It might literally might not call anything today. It's definitely that possibility. What's the name of this indicator? I mean, it's a private indicator, so unless you're currently paying for it, there's just no way for you to use it. So you can't search it anyway. So the name's irrelevant. But I call it Maybe OBs, which is just a combination of my brand name / what it looks for. But it's still in development, so like the only reason it's even a part of the community is because we're just trying to get more people to, like, you know, again, test it. So it's like it's in my community because my people know how I trade, right? They trade with me every day live, usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then this is just a tool that we have on top of that. So again, we can, you know, when we're not looking at the market, this thing just looks for us. So yeah, again, I'm not on here to sell you guys anything. I'm literally just on here mostly because it's, again, my community. I'm just, you know, yesterday was a bank holiday, so we're chilling. We're just looking to see if this calls anything, and I figured, okay, why not? We'll put the stream public. So yeah, it's not publicly available to you guys. So yeah, don't just try to randomly add it. You will not find it. Alright, let's see what we get here, man. It looks like Nasdaq's just continuing the pump. I kind of wish I was trading earlier. I did see it call this other buy, man. I wonder if Abel is still holding this. I think he got out. Also, guys, just so you know, for those of you that do have access, feel free to change some of these settings, man. If you don't like targeting, you know, a 1 to 4 RR, you guys can change this to 1 to 2. You can change this down to, you know, TP2 to 5R. You guys are in control of that. Because I know this morning, Abel changed his settings to break even 1 and then TP. I mean, this is TP2, so it's not going to show us TP1, but let me just put this, like, so far away, it's not going to be hit. Right, so he has his settings for, like, break even at 1 to 1, and then taking profit at 1 to 2. Again, you can do that as well. Again, for me, the way that I trade, I always target 1 to 3s, 1 to 4s. So again, I built this to be 1 to 4. But you could play with these settings again if you want to. There's nothing really stopping you from doing that. The break-even levels. You can also adjust how far the stop loss is as well. You guys have this by default at 0.7. So again, it would kind of mess with the levels a little bit, but I've been testing it at a lower setting. Alright, did ES? Nah, ES is not. Yeah, man, this gold's still just printing. Yeah, see, this is like so nice, man. If you were able to, like, some of these Forex pairs really had, like, this UJ setup was gorgeous. Look at this. Is this still somehow out of the, yeah, of course. For Forex, you want to open up all these settings. I mean, this called a bunch of, again, sells against you, but again, if you just apply a little bit of logic, this buy was beautiful. Again, you know, you have to use a little bit of discretion, but nice little sweep of the liquidity all the way up to TP2. Again, maybe some of these other alerts scared you out, but this was nice to the buy side. Yeah, see, that turns that all up. I gotta allow this setting to be... I gotta allow this setting to work. It doesn't actually, can you... Yeah, see, this requires prop mode. I gotta make this so this works outside of prop mode too. 'Cause otherwise you do get like these annoying prints against you. Either way though. I digress. Is that the future? Yeah. I mean, listen, we don't know what the status of that is, and I don't really know what you guys know. So I don't want to say the right or the wrong things. All I can say is it's potentially, yes, the future smart money scanner thing. Right now, again, it's only an offering through me. Does it become an offering at other places? I don't know. That is to be seen. You know, if I had my way and if other people had their way, yeah, it would be in your hands today. But you know, I can't sit around and wait. I need people testing it. So I got my people that were already rocking with me access. And again, if you got the bread and you wanna grab that access, by all means, I ain't gonna stop you guys. But my intent is also not to sell you today, so. Yeah, this gold's still moving nice, man. I really was not a fan of how wide that 15-minute candle was. Now it just actually printed a sell. Do I not have alerts on? I don't. If I can't remember if this is broken or not, but we're gonna see how this works out. Yeah, these indices are gonna be tough to fight. These kind of called out the buys earlier. Again, anything that prints against this is going to be tough to take. I would probably only take this, again, if it's higher time frame. I mean, now that we're pushing some highs, again, I'd be open to it. But again, you have to be a little bit logical with it. It's not meant to hold your hand completely. Again, like now that you're pushing above some internal, like into some internal liquidity, it's like if something does print up here, this could be a good spot for something to print. Versus like it calling, you know, random sells like right here. It's like, yeah, technically, I guess this is, again, meets the criteria, but again, it's not in a great location, not swiping any major liquidity, like, you gotta take that into account. But if this prints something up here on like this 3-minute, I would actually be willing to maybe partake in that. We got either another nice 3-minute, 5-minute up here, and we might take a nice little test trade. Let's just see if ES doing the same thing. Okay, this is not pushing the high. We'll see. This got another minute here. How can we get rid of the yellow exit signs? If you want to get rid of those, you either can disable prop mode. If you don't want to disable prop mode, you can come down here and you can turn this off. Show end of day exit line. So you can leave prop mode on for like the stats and like everything like that. But if you want to turn that off, either just disable prop mode. Because that's what that line is, right? That line is showing you the 4 PM exit, right? It's like, hey, this is where you would have got out at the end of the day. But if you want prop mode on without the line, you can just turn that off here. Let me turn this off. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's gonna print for us. We shall wait. You take into account how Nas took Tuesday high on CFDs but not on futures. Those are things that I'll consider and keep in the back of my mind, but I wouldn't say they weigh super heavily in my methodology. Right? Like, there's some things that you do like take into account, but you don't like the weight of it is not, you know, it's like not your main deciding factor. So for me, it's like, yeah, I might note that, but if everything else still looks good, I'll probably still take a little risk on a trade, irrespective of that. So yeah, I would, but again, not a huge deal for me. I've been locked in by myself and decided to move away from trading groups in general. What's good, Matt? Matt, I've been telling you, Matt, listen, bro. I love that for you, bro. You know that. Hopefully everything's going good, man. No trade day for me. Yeah, I'm probably not looking to like really execute myself. I mean, I have a combine that I'm willing to take some positions on as I test this, but my XFAs are probably locked for the day. This is unfortunate. Did we get like a 1 minute print or anything here? No. RIP. We could get an ES 5 minute. At 3 minutes, not gonna pull because of the filter. Yeah, we might get it. I don't know this. Yeah, the ES could still print. Nasdaq, unfortunately, because of the way it closed, is not gonna pull anything. For me, it doesn't work. I need to disable prop mode for it to go away. Yeah? 1 second, bro. Let me see here. Possible it's broken. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't go away, huh? Okay, yeah, I'll fix that. That's, yeah, just shitty coding. That and the break-even logic is also broken too. This also does nothing. So you turn this on and off, and nothing will change. So yeah, I'll fix those. Again, there's always something that's in the ass. Yeah, that's why we call it a beta, right? Why we call it a beta, right? So much drama in this space. Drama? I mean, I try to stay out of the drama. I got involved in drama for like 6 hours, and I just ended up deleting all my social medias, and then I went and built this indicator. So, nah, I feel you, bro. The space is so annoying. It's like a post I made too. That same day I deleted my socials, I was like, I love trading, but I hate the industry. I really do. So, trust me, I get it, man. But let's see, doing good. Took 7.5k from 2 accounts this Tuesday. Second payout on these accounts. Blew my other ones after my second payout a while back. Hey, that happens, bro. I'm happy to hear you're still killing it though, bro. 7.5k from two accounts individually. Like, so, like 15k, or the total was 7.5. Either which way, bro, congrats. You've been killing it, man. You're one of my favorite people to catch up with after like a couple weeks, couple months, because you always have a story like that where I made this much money, but, you know, I had to bounce back from this. And that shit's just so real. Just like, as a trader, that's just so real. So I peeped that whole thing. Yeah, listen, dude. And you know the thing is, too, like, private, like, and I've said this, too, like, privately to them, like, I'm not even trying to knock the people doing the hustle, right? I'm more like, I don't know. I honestly, I don't even care. That's the thing. It's I shouldn't care. No, 7.5k each account. Let's go, bro. Big, huge. I love it, man. Keep killing that. All right, S&P just fucking tanking. Can we close this candle, please? Without moving too far. Ideally, we're gonna have to try to get a pullback on this, but it's gonna set up the risk to reward either way. This might not even get pulled, honestly. It's so unfortunate, bro. This didn't print on any other time frame. Ah, there it goes. Yeah, see, for something like this, man, like, this is, like, again, you could run this, you could just take it, boom, right at the close, because, again, it's based on all risk to reward, assuming you get in right at the close. Because that's what it's going to alert you, so, this is the trade setup for the day, and I'm not going to take this, I would need this to pull back for me to get in. But we'll see how this decides to play out now that it did call something. Again, NASDAQ, it's not going to call it. Maybe it does something in the 15-minute there. Let's see how this works out. This is not post 10 a.m. But we'll do post 9 a.m. Let's see. This would be the first trade that it calls of the day on any time frame for ES. Yeah, NASDAQ might print on the 15-minute too. Actually, nope, never mind. It will not print on the 15-minute. Yeah, ideally in this type of situation, again, I would like to get back inside of here before I take it. Oh, so yeah, you're upset. Oh, okay, I got you. Fire, bro. Still great money either which way. Dude, that gold is still just running, huh? Yeah, this is already kind of getting to the break-even point. Super smooth off that, though. Again, just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not good. Bitcoin running from its 15-minute to... See, I hate having to change these settings, dude. I can't wait to get this polished. Yeah, so this is calling for ES to kind of fill the gap, man. Looking for it to actually push back towards the close of yesterday. Would be a great exit. I mean, calling TP2 much lower. I doubt we get a move like that today without a Trump assist. Well, yeah, we're gonna monitor this, man, see how this works out. Didn't call out the gold buys for me. What's your time thing on? There's a couple reasons why I wouldn't call this. Either your time is off, or you have this on and it called something earlier that is preventing it. Right, so it's like if I set this to this, like this will go away. You would think, yeah. See how it went away now because this trade was still active. Right, because of that setting. So if I disable that setting, now both will be on the screen. So again, like the default settings that you guys have are like meant to protect you. Like the default settings are actually I don't even need to change this here because I have your version. Right, so like your default settings. Let me see. This is here. Let me reset settings. Yeah, see, on default settings, you're not going to see it. Because it's set to 10. And this happened at 9. So. And again, that's because, again, I'm just trying to protect people. I'm trying to protect the newest, least experienced person that's using it. I had to change it to 1. Yeah, there has to be another setting that's interfering with that, but we could check it out later though. Hopefully ES does pull back so we can do something here. NASDAQ again, I would have loved for something to print up here. Sometimes you just get unlucky. Again, you know, I was trading manually. Again, it would I wouldn't be taking the strategy that I coded. That gold is just fucking flying, bro. break even on the push up. No calls on oil this morning. Yeah, the only thing that printed after we got on is the ES and that gold. Working now? Okay. Didn't the 1 minute technically print? Future specifically? I mean, if you're looking at like there are certain things up here that did happen that you're not wrong about. I'm gonna just check like NQ itself. Yeah, let's see. Like there are reasons why it doesn't call this candle. And again, to the experienced person, right? So like you and me that have been using the strategy for years, like we understand if we see something like that above the highs, that it's probably worth the stab. However, the mathematical way to code that, like for me to code in to accept this, will also probably print like 9 other cells inside of like all of this choppiness. And you can already see, even still it called something here, right? It calls something here. So it's like if I were to allow it to call this, I'd be willing to bet there'd be other ones it would call. It's gonna call this candle, right? It's gonna call this candle, you know. So it's like the rule that I have that's filtering that out is protecting you more than harming you by not calling this. And it's a tough thing to try to balance, dude. That's why like again, you can like getting this like perfect. It's tough. Like shout out to all the other people that try to code their strategy into indicators, because again, the indicator doesn't have discernment, right? We talk about this a lot, right? To everybody that's on here, man, the thing that keeps most people profitable with a strategy, the reason why like your mentor and you can, or I'm gonna use the word mentor, but right, if whoever you learn from, right, whatever you want to call them, right, the reason why you have different results than the person, other than like you just, again, maybe not understanding it, but if you both understand it, you've been learning from somebody from a bunch of years, two people could trade the same strategy, but they can use different discernment, meaning there's going to be times where your strategy shows itself, right? Your execution models show yourself, the entry models present themselves to you, and you as the trader will have to go through and justify whether or not you agree that this is like a trade you want to take. And people often forget how many trades they decide to pass up, especially profitable traders, because there's a lot of setups where I look at and I'm like, yeah, technically this is like, you know, pretty good, but for XYZ I'm not going to take it. And there's a percentage of trades that like you make that decision, and again, that's your discernment coming in, and because of that, like you can avoid losses. Sometimes you avoid wins too. Sometimes you decide not to take something and it would have otherwise won, right? That discernment doesn't always work in your favor, but because you're human and you can make those decisions and be like, okay, I see the live OB, but I don't like it for this reason. Code will not do that. If you tell Code that you want an engulfing candle with higher volume, it's gonna mark every engulfing candle with higher volume. Just everyone. Doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter what the context is, doesn't matter if liquidity was taken, doesn't matter if the candle is 9 times larger than the one previously, doesn't matter if it was a news candle, doesn't matter if it's opening volatility, like it doesn't care. It's gonna print it either which way. So there's no way to like fully code your discernment, because sometimes all the mathematical things are the same. Like it's the right size, it's the right time, it's the right location, but there's something else that you don't like. Like it's like, that's when I tell you guys, like, we don't try shorting all-time highs, right? If something's at all-time highs, we don't like to try to take the sell even if it sets up, because why are we fighting all-time highs? That's just stupid. It's just a stupid thing to try to do in 90% of situations. right? But an indicator is not going to care. An indicator will just tell you, hey, here's an live OB. It doesn't care it's at all-time highs. Again, you can code that pretty easily. So that very specific example would be like, oh, if all-time high, just don't call it. But again, it's tough for most situations. It's tough to code that shit out. So again, like, I'm trying to get this to be me in the best possible way. But even I'm not perfect, right? I trade with like a 35%, 40% accuracy. Which again, if we bring up the stats, like, I'm happy if my indicator just does that. Like, I'm happy, like, when this thing tells me it's you know, it's, again, like, on certain time. Let me put the fucking time constraints on it. But like here, like, this says it's 30% accurate. I'm like, cool, because so am I. So yeah, some shit's just tough to code out, man. So I tell you guys, this is not an end-all be-all. There are some days where it will work like that. There are some days where it will smack you around. Alright, this ES is still working out pretty well. Let's take a look at NQ. Yeah, NQ... Fortunately, no formation there for us. Yeah, 30 minute got called here too. Again, these TPs are unrealistic for the intraday probably. So again, like, this is not really a trade you would look to set up with that type of stop loss. I mean, for this, I'd maybe try running something like that. Target the break even maybe for that 1 to 4. Again, just trying to fit it within the context of the day. But you don't even need to do that because, again, you already have ES, which is kind of the same thing. Yeah, this past week was, I wouldn't base any actual performance or results off this past week. This past week was very uneventful. And like I said, even the indicator didn't call a single trade. Meanwhile, like, the week before, it was just like smacking NASDAQ around. It's like, look at this week. Like, this week, like, literally crickets. Like, not a damn thing. But last week, I mean, it caught like almost every like intraday high. I mean, it caught this. The TP1 exit end of day was nice. It called this. Unfortunately, this didn't. You wouldn't have made any money because this sat around for 4 o'clock and did nothing. If you were trading CFDs and you held it overnight, a beautiful trade. So this was like more of a break-even day. And then the Wednesday it called again intraday highs into TP1, and a day exit like 1 to 3, not bad. Then earlier in the week, again, loss here, break even here. That's the previous week, but a loss. That's an end of the day loss, though. That's at the end of the week. Well, we probably wouldn't take that. So yeah, this week itself was just like pretty slow, pretty uneventful. How do you get the indicator? It's a part of the community, so I know you're avoiding communities, but if you join the community and just ignore the community, you would have access. You get access to 2. You get access to that, and you get access to this levels 1. And this levels 1 automatically draws lone candles, and it also shows things like high a day, low a day, previous day high, previous day low. But it's basically automatically drawing lone candles, which for some reason there just are not a lot of right now. But yeah, lone candle there, and then when it gets taken, oh yeah, when it gets taken, it looks like this. You can set up an alert on that too. So you could like set up your watch list for this, and then you can just do any alert, and then you do 15-minute, and then this will just let you know whenever a lone candle gets taken on anything in your watch list, on a 15-minute. Yeah, right now it's only through that. It's not offered as anything separate, so. But you could try it out for the week. You can do like a little weekly pricing if you want. Need you to tell Top Step. I wish, but then you wouldn't get alerts though. It wouldn't be useful on Top Step X. Because again, like the biggest draw for this is like, again, getting the alerts. For me, is like getting the alerts. So, like this being on Top Step X doesn't really do anything for me. Stay woke though, Matt, because listen, once I get this to a place that I like it, let me put you guys onto something too. Like, let me tell you guys like what I'm like. If I can get this to really do what I want it to do, and like dynamically adapt to pairs and time frames, and just be what I want it to be, there's a website called. It's called Traders Post. Something like that. Trader Post? I don't know, something like that. Yeah, Traders Post. Traderspost.io. And you could hook up these alerts to like auto trade for you. So it's like when this sends like when it sends an entry, like it'll just put you in the trade, and then when it hits break even, it'll move you break even. As long as it's sending an alert. So ideally, again, my goal is to just get it automated, so when these things form, that it just takes them, and then I don't gotta do a damn thing. But that's so far out. And that's probably, honestly, I'll be honest with you. That's probably something I don't give to other people. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I get that working, it's for me. Because if that works like how I want it to work, it's gonna just print money, and I won't need to sell it, and I don't need the risk of like prop firms banning people because it's holding the same trades, or I don't need to get my profits invalidated by some bullshit. You in shorts? I'm personally not in shorts. We're just monitoring the indicator signals, but yes. This was the trade setup that they were monitoring today, which was shorts from on the CFD pricing 6,008, with stop losses above the high, and then targeting 1 to 4, but it's about a 50% of the gap fill from overnight. So yes, our little scanner here did call something, but I wasn't a big fan of it. Then we're also watching gold, which had buys from 3352, which are now break even, targeting 3391. And then potentially 3429, but I think a better exit would just be above some of these highs, so I would probably just look to exit if we breach into 3410-ish area. At least I would start trailing my profits at that point, just trying to reach. This might be a little too much to ask, but if the day picks up, you never know. You really gonna make me join the I'm not making nobody do anything. All I'm gonna say is the link's at the top for the people that want it. Again, I'm not here to sell nobody on anything. In the community means Zinrai. No, in the community does not mean Zinrai. At least not yet. Again, that's hopefully the goal. And for those of you that are a part of the Zinrai community, again, I would urge you just to be patient, especially if you're new. If you're new, you're learning. Like, rock out with my boys. We're hoping to get this over into Zinrai. That's the goal. Again, I don't know if it's gonna be possible. I don't know if it's gonna be something they actually want. Again, that is, you know, again, the goal, but it is unfortunately not, man. I just, you know, all the educators have it, you know, we're all using it, trying to make it better, trying to improve it for you guys, trying to get it over there. But as of right now, it's an independent offering through me. That's why I'm telling you guys, like, I'm not here to sell y'all on my shit, because, you know, eventually I'm hoping that, you know, it becomes a bigger product somewhere else where you don't have to have, you know, your attention split. So again, unless you're a really experienced trader who wants access to it, I would encourage you to be patient. But if you don't want to be patient, or you just don't care, then again, the link's at the top of the stream there. But again, I would urge the people associated with Trade House to just, again, remain patient. You know, hop on their streams, continue to learn the logic that's behind this. I'm not new to Zinrai, but I am to Trade House. Okay, I mean, well, Zinrai itself is a very new company, so it would be kind of impossible to not, you know. But I get what you mean. When the entry shows up, do you mark it, execute, or set a pending order for that entry zone? No, you should mark it, execute. I would tell you, dude, the best advice I would have for you is like something like this. I would execute, because this is like a wider entry zone, right? That's what this box is, right? The box is ideally where you want your entry to live. Now, when a live OB prints, typically we get in right away. Something like this, again, like I said, I would ideally have wanted it to pull back a little bit inside of here, which would honestly give us a better risk to reward ratio. But for something like this, again, I would add a little bit of risk right as it forms. As it moves up, I might scale into my full position. This way my average price kind of moves up and my entry, you know, maybe it's not here, but it's like a little bit better in the box. But yeah, ideally you do want to put some skin on it, because the indicator is assuming that like this is the entry. So again, if this moves down and hits TP, like the fact that it didn't pull back in is not going to make a difference to the indicator. And again, it's the same thing with gold. Like gold, again, like has this very wide, you know, like entry zone, but the entry is at the end of the candle. Like once this candle forms, technically we have everything we need to get in. It's just like, again, ideally we want to see some sort of pullback into this, but you don't always get it. So it's like for a wider zone like this, again, I would add, again, say maybe I wanted to risk, you know, $300 on the total move. I might put like $100, $120, $150 of risk in right away. And then if it moves down, I might add another contract or two to get to my full risk. Now, if you never get that move down and it just moves away, that's unfortunate because you're not in your full position, but at least you're not missing the potential trade. Sometimes you get like smaller prints where like the box is, I'm just like, for example, like the, you know, it like just closes like this. If it's pretty close, at that point, I just go full in my position because I'm not really getting that much better of a trade. Even though risk to reward wise, it does make a difference, but like point wise, it's not that different. So, but yeah, you should be putting a little bit of skin in the game as soon as it forms, because that is, by all technical definitions, the entry. Anything else is just us being a little bit greedy and being like, okay, now that it formed, can I get like a slightly little better price? So yeah, you definitely should be putting a little bit of skin in the game right away. For sure. Yeah, no problem, Matt. Enjoy your day, bro. Keep killing it, man. Super proud of you, bro. Thank you. Thank you again for hopping on and sharing your results, man. Is there any chance we can get a toggle button so we can filter between the high a day and low a day? Usually, yeah, I can do that. Does it not already have them? Oh, it's because I merged both indicators. Yes, I will do that today, and I'll push that today. Keep in mind too, if you ever see a little purple flywheel next to the indicator, that means that I pushed an update, and you have to hit that little update button, otherwise you're not on the newest version. You guys won't see that now, but if you do ever see that little purple icon, click it, because the only way you guys will get the updates is if you do that, or if you restart TradingView, maybe. Yeah, this ES still working out pretty nice, man. Again, you would have, you'd be in some decent couple points of profit, 11 points of profit, which for ES is, like, actually not terrible. Without a 1-to-1 on the risk. Nothing else has really formed for me to update you guys on. Let me just see if there's anything. This form anything? Yeah, this formed on the 5-minute too. Again, you're fighting momentum on these trades, so you gotta be careful as well. Yeah, it really looks like those are the only prints that we got today, man. Were these, I mean, post 10 a or post 9 a.m. post open prints. And these haven't really done anything too impressive yet, though. How do I access my own indicators? How do I bring up my settings for my published? How do you do that? First. How do I do this without showing you guys? 1 second, I have to hide this for a second. Sorry, I gotta just manage something real quick. Now I can't even find this. Oh, there it is. Add access. Okay, my bad, guys. Okay, neat. Yeah, see, like how there's 1 minute, this is why you gotta just allow. Otherwise this calls just a million. These are all hit stop loss too. Pulling buy re-entries in no man's land. See how the risk to reward still plays out though? Look, this called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, if you took all of these, you'd be, I don't know, I don't know why you'd be taking any of these in these locations. But it's like even with those 5 straight losses, brings losses to 22, lowers the win rate down to 26%. Still net positive though on the week if you took everything. I love a good risk to reward, man. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna call anything else today, guys. Quite honest with you, I think it has ran its course unless stuff starts making new highs or lows on the day. Yeah, we'll see if this stuff ends up playing out. Again, ES is looking alright. The Dow, I don't normally trade the Dow, but the Dow is retesting that entry area. So again, maybe again you can scale in, get a better risk to reward inside of here. But I would be careful with that. Again, you're fighting the daily momentum. So yeah, outside of that, guys, yeah, I'm gonna go fix some of the stuff that we gotta fix. Again, if it is something that you guys want that early access to, again, the link is at the top of the stream, or just DM me. But I do encourage anybody who's on the newer side of trading to, again, be patient. Yeah, fam, so I'm gonna bump up the music. If there's any final questions, comments, concerns, messages of love, hates, throw that in the chat. Love and appreciate y'all. We taking this? Yeah, I mean, you could if you want to. Again, I'm probably not gonna trade today, personally, because it's just been a very flat week for me. So I'm gonna just wrap up my week personally. I'm not taking anything, but you can take it if you want to. I don't know, bro. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see in the Discord. We'll see if it retests and it resets up and it re-alerts or something. Maybe we do, but I doubt it. I doubt it. It called out on the 30 and the 5 minute. Yeah, I know it called on both. Again, so if it's something that you guys want to take, be my guest. But you guys know me. I don't typically trade Fridays. Or I don't typically trade Mondays or Fridays. So like I'm not I'm not inclined to take anything today. I just wanted to hop on here again, you know, give you guys that have access to this a little bit of support, a little bit of insight to how you should be using it with certain settings and what you guys can change and all that fun stuff. But yeah, love and appreciate y'all, man. I'll update you guys on the success of this. Probably like on Instagram, you'll probably see me flex this if it hits TP. Or if it hits stop loss, maybe I'd share that as well, even though it's less exciting and people don't care for it, but some people like to see my downfall. But yeah, love and appreciate y'all, family. It's your boy Skag, and I'm out of here for now, man.